Hello friends, welcome to the shed. I'm on vacation this week, so I pre-recorded these episodes so that the show can go on. And since I'm not here to read your comments, this is a perfect chance for me to talk to you about my opinions on some controversial topics. And today's opinion that I'm going to share with you is gun control. Now, gun control, if you go back a few weeks or months ago, I did an episode about my opinion on gun control in West Virginia. Essentially, we just threw it away, which means that anybody over the age of 21 can now carry firearms, concealed or not concealed, however they see fit. If you want to walk around with a gun, that's perfectly legal now. You don't have to have any sort of registration or a license or anything like that, whereas previously we required you to take a gun safety class and apply for a license through your county sheriff's department, and we are a will issue state, which means that unless you had something barring you from owning firearms, you were to be granted a license. So, what was the point of that process? It was simply a hurdle to prevent people who were not qualified to be carrying a firearm from carrying a firearm. And let's be honest, the course requirement to get your firearm carry permit was there are people who you could just pay that they'll sign off on it, and then ta-da, you got your license and you've never taken the class. Whatever. My personal opinion is I wish there was more gun control. I have guns. I have a lot of guns. I have rifles and shotguns and pistols and BB guns and pellet guns. I enjoy firearms. I was a Marine. Every Marine is a basic rifleman. I enjoy shooting as an activity. I enjoy it as a hobby. I enjoy hunting. But that doesn't mean that I'm gun crazy. I'm not going to go around carrying multiple firearms on my person because I feel that society is out to get me or that I'm going to be a victim of some crazy attacker. So I don't carry a firearm. Never have. I've open carried a few times with an unloaded weapon just to see the reactions of people as I did it, and quite honestly, there was basically zero reactions in my state. I am all for firearm safety training, and I really do think that it should be a requirement. Everybody should go through it, and I'm not saying that it should be a requirement to get a license. I'm saying it should just be a thing that we do. If we're going to allow guns to be in our household, we need to know that the people around those guns are responsible. And I don't mean just the people who intend to use them. I mean everyone. I feel like having a basic firearm safety course is akin to having a driver's license. Even if you never intend to drive, we at least know that if you get behind the wheel, you have some idea what you're supposed to be doing. Same thing with firearms. You should have some sort of training that says, okay, if I hand this person a gun, they're not going to severely injure themselves or others accidentally. Am I for registration and all that sort of stuff? I think those are a lot of loopholes to jump through. Unfortunately, firearms are very difficult to track. It's not like putting a serial number on a piece of paper and turning it into the state means really anything. It honestly just means that if that firearm is ever used and then in a crime and then is subsequently recovered, which is a very low chance here in this state, that we could say, oh, this person at some point owned it. Now, if it was a requirement for me as the seller to report that I sold the gun and you as the buyer to report that you purchased the gun, okay, great, that's going to happen. But at this point in time, in 2016, it's basically impossible to enforce that sort of thing. There are so many firearms in circulation that even if we put this into effect starting today, it would probably take 60, 70, 80, 100 years for that law to ever mean anything. Because there's always going to be unregistered firearms for a very long time. Basically until the unregistered firearms become rusty and untrustworthy, or we develop new casings that are more popular, and buying ammunition for those older weapons becomes a difficult thing to do. I'm not saying that that should prevent us from going in that direction. All I'm saying is there is no solution for locking down firearms right now. There might be solutions that help us in 100 years. Should we pursue those? Honestly, I don't see the point. Let's just teach everybody how to be more responsible with them and stop worrying about trying to keep them out of the hands of criminals, because they're the ones who don't give a damn about your laws anyway. That's it for today. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow.